from Bauma in Munich, the largest show of its kind, bringing together innovators from the construction, mining, and heavy equipment industries around the world. I'm Lindsay Melchuk with Stockhouse, and I'm here actually right here on the grounds of Bauma with Bernd, Krüper, President and Director of dynaCERT. Now, dynaCERT is a company making headlines with their clean technology solutions for heavy-duty diesel engines. So, Bernd, thank you so much for joining us and for the invitation here. This is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. Nice being together with you. And of course, thank you to the audience having the chance to explain dynaCERT and our products here from the Bauma.
Oh, this is the place to be, I will tell you that. Now let's kick things off. Just tell us a little bit about dynaCERT's presence here. You know, what are you expecting to get out of the show today?
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. Of course, Bauma is the biggest worldwide construction and mining convention, and therefore a lot of equipment, a lot of OEMs, a lot of products here where our hydrogen technology fits perfectly too. Therefore, our target is, of course, to approach a lot of these guys. Here we are at Krüper, for instance, also worldwide known brand, who have a lot of products which fit to our hydrogen technology. Of course, we want to win new leads and getting into these nice devices.
Well, there is an abundant amount of people to talk to here. I figure you could probably walk for weeks and still not see anything. So Bauma is known for its scale and global reach. We know that for sure. So how does participating in an event like this support dynaCERT's scales and business development?
Of course, as the audience knows, we are a Canadian company, therefore, of course, also well known, also thanks to your support, well known in Canada and in Northern America, and here in Europe we have set up a newly found a hub here at the Munich airport close by. You can walk by foot nearly, and therefore it was on purpose, of course, and making the brand and the product also more and more known and being well reputed here in Europe and specifically in Germany. And as maybe the audience knows, there's now a lot of budget coming in which will be spent by the government where we want to participate, of course.
Ah, it sounds amazing. Now, you did mention that your team is engaging in pre-scheduled meetings here, so tell us a little bit about that. I mean, can you share what kind of connections and conversations you're going to have and with whom? Ooh.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. Of course, we are at different stages of discussions. First, we have, of course, make the brand well known. That means cold calling and cold lead meetings. But of course, we are also with some of the guys here from Germany, from Europe, as well as from the Middle East, as well as from China in supply and first agreements. And therefore, of course, the one is, as the audience knows, and as you know perfectly, Lindsay, first is having, of course, reasonable discussions, becoming familiar with each other, having technical discussions, getting into first test installations. And by successful test installations, which we do, of course, we get into series and into repeat orders. And therefore, here's high volume, or all players also with high volume. And of course, we would like to participate in the high volume and the growing business of the guys here.
Here's a little inside scoop for you there, folks. That's like top-notch secret sauce right there. So for those who might not be familiar with the solution, could you give us a little short overview of, your technology and what dynaCERT's actually introducing in Bauma?
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay. dynaCERT is having majorly two product groups. One is hardware, which is called hydrogen, of course, with some relationship to hydrogen, which we create with a small electrolyzer in a box. Means you put in distilled water and getting out hydrogen and oxygen. And by that, it will be sucked in front of the turbocharger and increasing and making it an higher temperature, earlier stroke combustion, which reduces significantly fuel and of course also emissions, which is important. We will generate carbon credits soon, which is of course also of importance to a lot of the players here. That's the hardware, and added with the software, which is called Hydrolytica. It's an own telematics with an own ECU, where we measure the fuel consumption and the fuel consumption reduction, as well as the emissions, which is the basis for carbon credits to be soonly generated.
Incredibly innovative. Now, you deal with it right at combustion level, though, correct?
Yeah, on the diesel engines majorly, but it works, of course, with all ICEs, means all combustion engines, all fuels, but up to the fuel price, up to now, diesel is the most favorite solution or preferred solution. And it's giving a longer future and for the combustion engines. And I think, as everybody knows now, here's also full electric solutions. Where is also an area where it's reasonable and benefiting. But on the other side, of course, the combustion engine will continue to be used and will last for the next years and decade. And with our hydrogen solution, it will last even longer.
Love hearing all of that. Now, what's the response been at the show so far? I mean, are you seeing strong interest from companies and attending the show for you guys?
Yeah, as you know, hydrogen doors are opening. That means everybody, of course, is interested in hearing something about hydrogen. Maybe with our product, the big advantage is we don't need hydrogen to be delivered to the operation site by a pipeline or by transport. We create it ourselves, and therefore we have the hydrogen everybody is talking about and nobody has it. We can deliver it on the truck, on the mining truck, on the vehicle, on the drill, and that's something which, of course, gets great attention.
Yeah, it's literally right there, right happening at the moment.
Yeah, perfect, exactly.
So let's talk about some awareness. In addition to building that awareness and the relationships, events like, also offering logistical efficiencies, how does attending a show like this help streamline your presence? I mean, maybe even cut down on travel.
Yeah, well, of course, rather than traveling to all the guys which are here presented, it's easier to meet all of them here rather than traveling to every place in every country and every region. But at the end of the day, I think it's both. It's being here, showing up, we're using the opportunities to meet the various guys. And secondly, of course, then as a follow-up of the meetings here, having at their site, at their factory, at their R&D centers, having the technical discussions with the technical guys. And this, of course, happens usually at the R&D centers, at the production place of the OEMs.
Such great innovation happening right here, all around us. Now, looking beyond the show, what's next for dynaCERT in terms of international expansion or commercial rollouts?
Yeah, as Bauma has said, as you know, the worldwide biggest construction and mining convention, of course, we have to be here, but we were also together with you recently in Toronto, of course, at the BDEC with big mining importance, and we will be in Anaheim in California soon for the American or North American truck applications, and coming freshly from Hannover Fair, which is a German industrial convention where Canada is this year the partner country. And therefore, of course, also a lot of nice Canadians and Canadian business opportunities, and there's getting more and more close linkage also between Canada and Germany. And therefore, I think good to be together as we do as well.
Absolutely. Canadians for the win, for sure. Bernd, thank you so much for joining us and taking the time to speak to us today.
Yeah, Lindsay, so much. Thank you to the audience and looking forward.
So moving forward, we're going to go and check out some more of the platforms down the road here and all around. We're going to see what we can actually do and some exciting things to see. So keep joining us. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, Lindsay, and thank you to the audience.
I'm Lindsay Melcher from Stockhouse Publishing. Stay tuned.